Okay, we've been tracking these weekly cycle lows that occur approximately every 6 months. They've been extremely consistent, as denoted by these timing arcs down the bottom, which are equidistant. Out of every prior weekly cycle low, we have yielded approximately a double from the low to the high for the weekly cycle before then resetting into another weekly cycle low. And so the idea was pretty simple, that we would just do the same thing again. Weekly cycle low, double off the lows, that would put us around 150k. And then if we were lucky, we might do the whole thing one final time to give us the top for the 4-year cycle before we enter that bear market decline into the 4-year cycle low late 2026. Now, this idea kind of works and kind of didn't, right? We did get a weekly cycle low, we did get a push higher out of that weekly cycle low to new highs, but we did fall significantly short of the 150k-ish region that I was looking for. But really, I think all that matters is, so long as we don't break any structure, so long as we don't fail any weekly cycle lows, and so long as we can actually get a push off here in the coming weeks to new all-time highs, then I don't think this thing is super out of the ordinary, okay? But sometimes the market doesn't behave exactly as expected, and this is one of those times. For me, though, this is good enough for me to start to look for one final weekly cycle low. It's also enough for me to start to look for trade setups out of this weekly cycle low and perhaps one final push to new all-time highs. Okay, right now, bull market invalidation for me is the prior weekly cycle low down at about 74k. I don't think we've got any business trading below that and continuing to suggest we are still in a bull market. Once this weekly cycle low that is upcoming, could be in now already, as I said, or could be in the next couple of weeks. Once that low is in and confirmed and we're at new highs, I'm going to move my bull market invalidation to wherever that low is, okay? The reason we're not just exiting now is because potentially there's a push here to 150, 200k. Like, nobody knows. A lot of people say that's impossible, but it really isn't impossible. I say I'm going to remain a bit optimistic here, looking for a low to confirm, looking for a push to new highs. As I said, then my hard invalidation, my kind of stop loss for the spot bags becomes wherever that weekly cycle low is, which guarantees me something in the neighborhood of 500 or 600% for this bull run. In the absolute worst case scenario,